Greetings, Legionnaires! Today I bring you news of my skirmish with Mission Impossible Fallout, the sixth entry in this film franchise that has Ethan Hunt take center stage once again. The question remains, however, how does it compare to the ones that came before it? Well, I'll tell you all that and more with a brief spoiler-free plot synopsis, the highlights, and the shortcomings.
2 years after the events of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, the villainous Solomon Lane has remained in custody of various nations around the globe. His operatives have been systematically hunted down and eliminated by the CIA, leaving the remnants of the group, the Apostles, to pick up where he left off. Their new objective is to procure 3 plutonium cores to make multiple weapons of mass destruction. It falls to Ethan, his team, his new CIA handler, and a former friend to locate the devices and halt a catastrophic calamity. Let's begin as we always do with the strengths of our adversary. This franchise is synonymous with 2 things: Ethan Hunt, played by Tom Cruise, and breakneck action, which this film is plumb full of. Once again, Cruise seems extraordinarily committed to deliver the most realistic set pieces possible. This dedication to realism creates truly palpable tension that seems ever present. Besides my boy Tom playing the role he was born to play, the rest of the cast is honestly the best it's ever been. Veteran members of the team such as Luther and Benji are integrated wonderfully, while newer members like Hunley, played by Alec Baldwin, Ilsa Faust depicted by Rebecca Ferguson, and Sean Harris, who portrayed the maniacal Solomon Lane, all make stellar returns. Newcomers Henry Cavill and Angela Bassett round out the cast beautifully. The glorious musical score returns, mixing in the legendary theme while still utilizing memorable tracks from previous films. Lastly, and this really deserves to be brought up twice, the best aspect in this whole thing are the insane stunts that are consistently pumping you full of adrenaline. Ah, so good! He's really doing those things! Look at it! Ah! No foe is without flaw, but thankfully Fallout contains very few. The biggest issue is that the plot is relatively complex. Not convoluted, mind you, but complex. It really helps if you've seen the previous installments, with most of the emphasis being on Rogue Nation. There are nods to the other films and segments of Ethan's past that could throw first-time viewers off, but they're thoroughly explained. All in all, Mission Impossible Fallout is another fantastic addition to this cinema-defining franchise. The devotion to white-knuckle feats alone is worth the price of admission, but a healthy mixture of both old spy flair and mind-boggling stunts brings it to a whole new level. If this is your first outing with the Impossible Mission Force, you might be a little confused at times, but once again, this series proves that it is best seen on the silver screen.
Legionnaires, agree with my review? Let me know in the comments down below. Also be sure to check out next week's Critical Podcast, where we will be discussing this film at length. If you want to help out the channel, consider subscribing to us, liking this video, hitting the bell icon, or just donating to us over on patreon.com/criticalreviews. Either way, thanks so much for watching this, we really do appreciate it. And just remember to adapt and overcome. Mission accomplished.